We are living in a time of a polycrisis. Not just one crisis, but many crises at the same time that are all intersecting and reinforcing each other. There's a geopolitical crisis, political polarization within our societies. And once the migrants are there, then becomes useful for politicians and populists to take advantage of that to increase the polarization in this country. So all of those together make for huge amounts of change and disruption in a moment of globalization.
We seem to be caught in a number of conflicts without the diplomatic skills to resolve them. And it's very important what governments say, the language they use.
We will expel every single illegal alien gang member and migrant criminal operating on American soil and remove the savage gang trend d'Iroquois.
It's the human rights against dictators that try to take over our country!
When you have a leader to operate on fear, to sow fear among people for their own ends, for their own gain, and to say we should be afraid of people who are unlike us or who believe things that are different from us, that can be tremendously powerful.
And they can create a climate where they actually stimulate the hatred, where they talk a language of hatred as opposed to a language of preparing for peace.
They're taking innocent people! They're taking workers! They're taking mothers!
Security travel bans, overwhelming your state with poorly vetted migrants from jihadist regions.
The real question is, how do we coexist with our differences?
I spent 9 years to get a citizenship, and I'm gonna protect that right.
They have no respect for anybody who made America. And our people, everybody's in danger walking in our streets. They're stealing our future from us and giving it away.
People came in here and they came in here to do things to hurt us. For too long, we have allowed Democrats and all these fake representatives to take over our lives.
We need to put American first, because it's the country that we dedicated to.
Salí de Colombia por razones de seguridad. Llegué a Estados Unidos hace 10 meses debido al conflicto armado que está viviendo nuestro país. Las personas del pueblo están siendo obligadas a trabajar con la guerrilla. Mi hermano lo llamaron y le dijeron que fueran a la plaza. Y cuando él iba llegando, puso sus manos atrás y le dieron 3 tiros en la cabeza. La migración es un conflicto. No es fácil para nadie. Salir tú con una maleta y llegar a un país, enfrentarse a un idioma, a buscar empleo. Pues es primero salir de su país y uno perderlo todo. Y llegar a usted a un país donde está viviendo una tensión y que pronto a usted le toque llegar a una deportación, es también volverlo a perder todo.
New York, it's a place where the world comes together. Being from somewhere else is considered an asset. Sadly, our current president thinks otherwise. And it goes down to this idea that they are others, that we are American and they are different. And that divide is crucial because it makes people not feel like they belong, and it builds fear.
Cuando una persona tiene que emigrar, yo pienso que se enfrenta a muchos cambios, desafíos, dificultades. Pero para mí, la mayor dificultad en la que yo he visto es el odio. Porque es muy difícil ya tener que dejar tu casa, tener que dejar tu familia, de tener que dejar tus bienes, emigrar, venir con miedo y llegar aquí y enfrentarte a ser rechazado, a ser odiado, a ser perseguido.
Our newest arrived immigrants are kind of unique. They walked up to the border and said, I fear persecution in my country. I want to come in under the asylum laws, and I have these rights.
Hemos ayudado a muchísimas personas que cruzan la frontera, que vienen para que puedan iniciar un nuevo comienzo. Y son personas buenas, la mayoría son personas buenas, son personas que solo vienen persiguiendo un sueño o escapando de sus países. Cada emigrante, cada persona tiene una historia.
La guerrilla ha matado a mis 3 hermanos y ha matado a 4 sobrinos. Una de las cosas más difíciles es que usted puede recuperar un cuerpo y poder usted darle sana sepultura a sus seres queridos, a su propia familia, a sus propios hermanos. Se siente impotencia, se siente tristeza, porque uno se queda con las cosas buenas. Trata uno piensa uno en la risa que cada uno tenía.
New York, of course, is known as a sanctuary. It's so many people arriving so suddenly, and at some point they have their limits, and conflicts begin, of course. And fear and mistrust and perceptions of the other as the other, then you start to attribute any crime, anything that happens, that they did it, and then that's how anger and perceptions develop.
Cuando tú cruzas una frontera, ya estamos incurriendo en un delito. Vienen sin nada, totalmente desamparados. Entonces, muchas veces pienso que el hacer cumplir la ley no es para todo el mundo.
And so a lot of the older immigrants think that's wrong, that they shouldn't be allowed to ask for these rights, or they feel cheated. Why didn't I get those benefits?
Hay personas que se han llegado a disfrazar de agentes de migración. Hay personas que llegan aquí siendo hispanos, siendo emigrantes, y luego de unos años atacan a sus mismos compatriotas.
Grew up with 31st cousins. That's right, my grandmother had 11 kids. Came through the front door, not the back window. We never had a hand out, we had a hand into the community and built this community. These are the walls that built America. These are the people who fought our wars so we could all stand here today.
They didn't come here to work hard. They didn't come here to do something better for themselves. They came here to take advantage of our hearts, of how we are as Americans. Because we love to lend a helping hand, but we cannot allow people to step on us. That's where things have to change. Buenas tardes, señor.
Queens is the world's borough, and all these cultures molded together make me who I am because I respect everybody equally. I am currently the Republican candidate for District 25 for City Council in Queens, New York.
When is that election?
Becoming a politician wasn't planned. It wasn't something that I wanted to do as a kid. You know, I was just a regular guy, but what impacted me to become a politician is that no one was helping when my community fell into crisis. We've had an influx of immigration into the country. And this caused a level of destruction and just, you know, people weren't taking care of our community. And things started going the wrong way. Everybody that came in to do as they pleased. They weren't taught, they weren't educated, they weren't told how to assimilate to being in New York. We need structure. We need to have, laws. We need to have rules.
These kind of issues around migration being politically manipulated by government who are trying to encourage the splits within these groups. And this is actually making it more potentially adversarial, dangerous within the communities.
Hello, my name is Ramses, running for City Council. I'm running for City Council District 25. I grew up in Washington Heights in Upper Manhattan. So it was a real mosaic of different people. The migrants have always been a convenient scapegoat in American history. It could have been 150 years ago, it could have been the Irish, it could have been the freed enslaved peoples, after the Civil War. This is a country that struggles with its sense of identity. This conflict is built into this societal structure.
Conflict is part of our human nature. We want conflict. We need conflict. Conflict is difference. There's a big question, which is, what is peace? And people will understand peace to be different things based upon their own circumstances. So peace is not a piece of paper, it is a process of dealing with differences more constructively. If there are differences and we never talk about our differences, they will bubble up, and they're going to explode someday.
My dear, tell the truth. Tell the truth about calling the police on me, and you claim you're a police abolitionist, and you were telling people you weren't there when the police were called, and you were there, weren't you?
By the late 70s, there were 10,000 abandoned buildings in New York City.
And why did you lock me out in the middle of the night? I've been at 6th Street for 50 years. What's your motive? What have you done?
I came upon an abandoned synagogue, and we founded the 6th Street Community Center to provide essential services to the neighborhood.
Tell the truth to the community, Ashwin.
Especially for migrants, because they cannot possibly afford, $3,000 a month's rent.
They want the building. They want the building. And it costs them nothing.
We're in a position where we can't afford to live in the city that we may have grown up in. But unfortunately, we've seen a hostile takeover of the community center by a 4-person board of directors. And they did that very suddenly by terminating me in the middle of the night. And when I came in the morning, they called the police on me to remove me from the premises. So I think it's a conflict between a democratic versus an authoritarian understanding of how community organizations work.
We have some folks who want to come in.
Well, the youth program's going on.
That's right.
For safety purposes.
I worked here, and I'm a member of the community. So what are you going to do, block me?
Howard, unfortunately, yeah. What are you going to do, push me out of the way?
No, I'm not going to push you.
We definitely are not
We
going
built
to the
this
entire
place.
community.
We built this place, and it's outrageous that you're taking this kind of action. You are just stealing this building. That's what you're doing, okay? People aren't fooled by you. People know what you're about.
You create that, and the people want to take it away. Don't give it the opportunity for that.
We're not going to let it.
No.
They don't know me. They think they know me. They don't know me.
No, exactly. Because you be there for a long time.
50 years. I ain't walking away.
Yeah,
I live right near here.
And before, that you do a lot of stuff here for the community, especially they give you the food, the vegetables for the people that need it.
I know him from 1980. They work very hard for this. Howard, how are you? Happy to see you, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it so much. Bruce, a co-founder with me. So of course, I'm going to do everything I can to protect the community center. We're not going to let this board run roughshod over me and this community. So that's the message I want to share with the staff. I know she is a friend, okay? She is a friend.
Conflict, it's all created by human beings. So it can all be solved by human beings. If only we can learn to cooperate, to negotiate, which is why the subject of negotiating peace is so important.
Mediation is challenging when someone, locks you out. It was emotionally devastating for that to happen.
As people are negotiating, how do you deal with emotions when emotions are so complicated? Beneath all those emotions, there is a much smaller set of basic human needs that we all have. What do we want at a core? It is to be heard and understood and valued, to be appreciated.
Without the community, I would be in the dumps. The support that I've gotten has been, just amazing. It's been so heartening for me.
We will be with you. Call us in the middle of the night. You don't have to have a...
So we have to figure out how to bring together these different movements in one larger effort. To build more housing, we need to build power. To build power, we need to build community.
Don't lock us out! Don't lock us out!
You can't.
In any negotiation, when you have two sides who are conflicting, they often can't find a way out. It's the husband versus the wife. It's, Democrats versus Republicans. There's always a third side, which is the side of the whole. It's the side of the community, the family, mediators, neutrals, the surrounding community, the international community.
Ultimately, peace is a process. We focus on the division. We focus on what we don't have in common, and that magnifies. But we've also seen a rise in organizations, community organizations, who are trying to help break down those barriers.
I run the Jazeera Immigrant Center. We opened an office in the basement of my home, and since then, we've helped over 5,000 families apply for asylum.
Hola, mucho gusto, Kelly Marín.
So, Kelly, ¿cuánto tiempo estás aquí en Nueva York?
Llevo 10 meses.
10 meses. ¿Le gusta aquí?
Sí.
Aquí en Nueva York, ¿usted aplicar por asilo?
Yo llegué y apliqué por el asilo, por medidas de seguridad, porque traigo aquí mis documentos por la Fiscalía de Colombia con medidas de protección.
Tengo buenas noticias para usted. Si usted aplicar por asilo, su familia es seguro aquí.
¿Te tragas a Nueva York o Nueva York te traga a ti? Yo la amo y le agradezco muchísimo a esta ciudad. En estos 10 meses me devolvió la vida a mí en muchos campos de situaciones personales y familiares. Desde la salud, desde la ropa, la alimentación y muchas cosas de las que yo tengo y que he podido solventarme han sido también por la misma comunidad.
When you see persecution, when you see oppression, one person can seem so strong, but when the community comes together to fight it, it's unstoppable. Everyone asking, what can I do to help? This kind of simple idea that if everyone gives a little bit, we can make such great strides.
Jenny Almanza. Abel Gómez. Pase por favor a la línea. Por favor, no se amontone
Mi nombre es Nula O'Doherty Naranjo, and soy un abogado aquí en Nueva York, and soy amiga de Evelyn. Soy un abogado de inmigración. It's important that you all understand the different agencies and what they do. The most important one to know now is ICE. ICE is the police for immigration. They're the ones who come and knock at your door if you have an order of deportation or a problem. Es un mapa de Estados Unidos. Usted mira de color verde, es un lugar con leyes favorables por inmigrantes. Amarillo, no. And rojo, no. So, cuando usted escucha sobre un trabajo en Pennsylvania, cuidado con la ley.
Muchos de ellos no quieren acercarse aquí al lugar porque temen que puedan ser arrestados por el tema de migratorio. Nosotros simplemente hacemos lo que tenemos que hacer, ayudarlos a que salgan adelante y a que tengan una voz de esperanza.
And that hope is contagious, and that energy is contagious, and I feed off that energy. No matter how hard my day has been, it's not nearly as hard as they are, where they wake up with the fear of deportation.
And so we have a choice here to either deal with our conflicts in constructive ways or the other way, through force, through violence, in ways that lead to wars in which everybody loses. That's our choice.
The unknown causes fear. If you don't know something about a person, maybe you should ask them. Maybe you should just try to talk to them. People can disagree politically, and we can definitely still work together. We need to find common ground. I don't want to think of you as my enemy. You're my brother. You're my sister. I want to work with you.
Ready for you.
Hello, mío.
How long you been living in Colombia?
I'm born and raised, man. 43 years, and I love every second of it. You know, this is home. I remember across the street where the new fruit plaza just went up, that used to be a Carvel. It was just a big empty lot and a small Carvel right in the middle. You know, I've seen it, you know, evolve and change to that complex that it is today. And, you know, that's progression. That's something that you want to see. You want to see things get better.
Diplomacy is about non-violence, and diplomacy needs to happen all the time, so it's an endeavor that we just have to keep working at. There is no room to just resign ourselves to violence. But the question is, can civil society organize and protest enough to actually change the climate for peacemaking?
What do we want? What do we want it? Brown, black, white, we don't care what color you are. You deserve dignity, respect,
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Black power for black people.
Black power for black people.
Latino power for Latino.
Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, whatever you are, your identity is your strength, but your power, okay, is everything you are and everything you do.
And these newly arrived immigrants today will be the future of the United States tomorrow.